Hi, welcome back. I'm planting peas along the front fence now. I've made myself a new tool. It looks kind of ratty right now because, well, I'm trying to see how well it's going to work. Didn't want to go through the trouble of making something look beautiful before I actually decided whether it was what I wanted or not. You see, I got a handle here and go up and down. This is a piece of pipe, PEX conduit, electrical conduit is what it is. Where is the? I got the name covered up with one of the brackets here. But anyway, that little handle on the end, you see this closes off, and when I pull it up, it opens up enough to let out a seed and closes off. So I close it off, I drive it down in the ground, creates a hole, I open it up and pull it back out, and I leave the seed down in the hole. Then with my little packet on my side, it's easy enough to grab a seed with it closed, drop the seed down there. The seed doesn't come out until I open it up. So that's what I'm doing now. It seems to be working. Have to give it a little tap on top. Now I'll drag the tip of the seeder back over the holes to brush them in. So that worked excellent. The handle's down too far. I need to put the handle up to about right here. So I need to get a new bar. And I need to see about having this more sealed off. Of course, the more sealed off you have it, when it closes, the smaller seed that you can use this little thing with. Because I'm thinking that you can make, well, with the turnip, like a turnip or a beet seed, you make a drill and you just leave it open and you drop the seeds in one at a time. Whereas with the peas and bigger ones, you have to poke it down into individual holes. That was sugar snap, and then I went and put the snow peas along the centers like I usually do. I've got you put on the other end of the desk now, because I realize if I put you there, I have a lot more area to work down here than going the other way around. I have a lot of beans to plant, and I put them out as transplants the other 2 years. And I just looked back at my garden plan and I realized I was doing overkill for a lot of things, And the beans, I was spacing them out the past 2 years way more than I needed to. Apparently, those bush beans can be put as close as 6 inches apart. And I was doing 140 cell flat for each variety of bean. Now, speaking of these 40 cell flats, remember I was talking about I had to put the holes in the corners? So you can see the little holes that I put in the corners now. So these will work on the wicking mat. And I will have a much better germination. That was the other thing I was having trouble with. Even though I put them there in the grow room, it was warm, they dried out very quickly, and I was having trouble keeping them moist. And this is why I have the wicking mat. When I fill these up now, I put them back on the wicking mat. I'll stick a bean in each cell and put them on the wicking mat, and they'll stay moist, and I should get really good germination. Anyway, as I was saying, I was doing way overkill, and what I was going to fill out a full bed with one variety of bean, which would mean a couple of things. One, 40 bean plants spaced 6 inches apart is only 1/3 of a bed. So I would have 120 bean plants, and I really don't eat that many beans. It's one of those diet things that I want to get into, and so that's why I'm growing them. Basically, I really eat almost no beans, but if I can get them to grow, that is a good source of protein that you can grow rather than having to go hunt for it, right? So anyway, I have a bunch of different varieties and 120 plants of each. That's going to be an awful lot of beans for a guy who don't know if he's going to eat them. So I can cut them down. The other thing, if I'm planning out a full bed's worth of beans going down the sunny plot, I've got 3 rows of beds. I'd have to skip the second row of beds and put one down in the other corner, so I could put one set of bean in each corner of the sunny plot. Whereas I'm only taking up 1/3 of a bed, I can actually put one on the outside of the first row, one in the middle of the second row, and one on the far end of the third row, because beans only need to be 10 feet apart to avoid cross-pollination, and at that rate they'll be 11.5 to 12 feet apart. So I'm going to do 40 of each anyway. I was going to wait till I got it in the other room to tell you that. I'm going to fill up all of these and go in the other room where I can sit down comfortably and plant them. Now this is my stack of beans that I have to plant today. I'll tell you what each one is as I'm going through them. And here's my stack of trays. Put them all back there. Beans is very easy to plant because they're so big, of course. Make a hole in each tray, each cell. Beans are big seeds, so they'll get planted 1/2 inch deep if my memory serves me correctly. One inch deep. Maybe I should check that out first. Yeah, that's what I was doing now, about 1 inch. Now let's start with the ones that I've been doing for the past 3 years. Soldier beans that I got from Vessey's quite a long time ago. These are old seed. And as I said, I'm only going to do 40 plants of each one. Just drop them in a 1 inch hole. Those couple of holes are shallow apparently. And cover them up. This soil has been pre-watered, so I don't have to water them. And they're going on the wicking mat, as I said. You have to be careful because they don't make these things very sturdy. Oh, I forgot to put a label in those. Something you must not do. Our next one that looks quite a lot like Soldier, is Jacob's Cattle. Black turtle beans. Now about those, I have some black beans upstairs and I don't know what they are. Those are black turtle beans. Those are black jet soybean. I'll tell you why I said that when I get to the soybeans. Anyway, I'm going to be setting black turtle beans right now. These next one, I'm going to go with this one next. So this is the black jet soybean, and as you just seen, it looked exactly almost like the black turtle baking bean, but it is a completely different species. I can plant these right beside one of the baking beans. Just don't plant them beside the black turtle because then you won't know which is which. I have 28 seeds here. I have scarlet runner bean, which the reason I bought these was really out of a novelty curiosity type thing. So there's 40 cells in a tray there. I'm going to put in 25 of these, and that'll leave me with 15 spaces to put in the Scarlet Runner. This is what your Scarlet Runner bean will look like. I'm supposed to plant them 2 inches deep, so it's a little too tight in these cells, but I'm going to give it a try anyway. I have an idea to grow these in pots. I only have 2 seeds left of each one anyway. So now what I'll do, I'll take this thinner marker so I can write better, and I'll put black jet soybean, 5 rows, and I'll put it on that end. And then here I'll put Scarlet Runner, 3 rows, and I'll put that on that end. Now let's go back to these are new seeds. I wanted to try growing my own green beans. Once again, green beans is something that I haven't eaten in the past, but I didn't eat tomatoes before I started growing them either. And so you can only buy 1 pack. And I have 3 different kinds. These 55 days, it's Roma 2, a wonderfully highly productive bean for small spaces. Roma 2 is a bush variety of an age-old and world-renowned Roma pole bean. Roma 2 brings the same fully flavored flat beans but only grows 2 feet in height. Beans themselves are between 5 and 6 inches long. So if you know about the Roma pole bean, this is basically the same thing in a bush variety. And that's what they look like. Which that's the other thing about your green beans. If you let them go to full maturity, you can take them out and dry them and use them for baking beans anyway. It's the same general species. The next bush bean that's picked as a green bean is Provider. This one is 50 days. It's from 1965 in the USA. Provider holds true to its name. This incredibly early, dependable bush bean will feed you and your neighborhood. The beans themselves are about 5 inches long, and the plants grow to about 18 inches in height. The seeds, as you will note, are like little mahogany gems. So let's open it up and see what they're like. if you wanted to bring it all the way to seed, you see it's got the dark mahogany colors and little stripe like a mahogany wood. The next bean is called Cherokee Wax. 50 days, heirloom bush bean seeds. 1846. Cherokee yellow wax heirloom bean plants bear heavily yielding large amounts of 6-inch golden yellow stringless pods. An excellent heirloom bean variety for both fresh use and canning. Now as for the seeds, what do they look like? Oh, they're black little gems. But they're elongated, so if I went to seed, I would have mixed these up with the black turtle and black soybean. Next one, we got a 2-pack. I don't know where these come from. Well, this is Bessie's and this is Mackenzie. But did I buy them? I don't remember buying them, and if I did, it was an awful long time ago. I'm going to do half and half. This is Stringless Blue Lake. And that is supposed to say Tender Green Improved. So the Stringless Blue Lake, they have a coating on them. Vessi sauce often sends the seed with a bacterial inoculant. They're white seeds actually. So I'll poke the holes and then I'll do 4 rows of each of the 2 different varieties. Now in this pair I have something else that's exciting. I searched and searched. I like corn. But growing it here, it's Gaspé Flint corn. So I'll check here on my computer now and see what the harvest time is. Corn, Gaspé Flint, 50 days. Now here's one of the things about corn and the big problem that we have with a lot of things. Soil must be at least 18 Celsius for corn to germinate well. It's not going to be that outside, so we have to start corn in a warm place like here in the grow room. So 1 inch deep, 5 to 6 inches apart in rows 30 to 36 inches. So that's talking about outside. When you plant in blocks just like regular corn. But this is a 50-day variety. We'll find out what they taste like when we harvest. That might have been among the bunch of seeds that my friend gave me. Stringless green pod. That is a medium green thickle with stringless pods of excellent quality, produced on 40 to 50 centimeter plants. So it's a bush variety that will be 16 to 20 inches. Home garden variety for freezing and canning. So another bush bean. I'm going to do 20 corn and 20 stringless green pod. Complete. Now we wait. There's 6 up there. 4 down here. That one, extra one in there, that's the one with the Siberian pea shrub in it. Now I have my stack of seeds here. Cucumber, squash, pumpkin. I pre-sprout the seeds before setting them. That way they actually sprout easier, and I am sure, relatively sure, that I will get a plant from each seed that I actually plant in the soil. I thought I had a bunch more of these, my little germination capsule things, but I couldn't find them. So I have 3 of those, and then I just stacked up some butter containers, putting seeds in one, put down another butter container, seeds in that one, another butter container, seeds in that one, so on. And I have the label inside. And would you look at that? I put these in here 4 days ago. And my bush crop cucumber looks like every one of them has sprouted, so I'll have to set them now. One of the seeds got over here. Zucchini and squash is not sprouted yet. This is zucchini dark green and Benning's green tint. This is the unknown C. maxima. You'd have to go back in my videos to find out what I mean by that. If I remember, I'll put a link up for that video. And this is National Pickling Cucumber and Black Beauty Zucchini. Rondonice zucchini. This is straight 8 cucumber. They are sprouting. Not every one, but this one, that one, that one. So I can see 5 that sprouted, 6 that sprouted, 7. So most of them are sprouted there now. It is a straight 8 cucumber. And this is Delta Atlantic Giant. Then when we get over these, I'll go from the bottom first. See, I put them down there. That's the vegetable spaghetti. Put the next one in. I have butternut squash. The package just says butternut squash. It doesn't give any other variety name. Autumn butternut squash. This is vegetable marrow squash. Baby pan pumpkin. That was it for my seeds. When it comes to the seed for Shed Wars, if you remember, John sent them out in these little baggies. So basically all I had to do was put a moist paper towel in with the seeds. See, here's the seeds that I got. Just put a moist paper towel in with them and close the baggie back up. That was National Pickling Cucumber. This is the Marketmore Cucumber. And the Bennings Green Tint Squash. Have either one of them sprouted? No, none of those have sprouted yet. We're once again caught up on the actual setting of seeds. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit the like button, and if you want to follow along, make sure you're subscribed, and I'll see you in the next video.